Brodes Media.
We got to see the team, well, not actually physically got to see the team practice. It was closed off, so no media availability, no video clips that were sent out on social media, unfortunately. But there was a practice, and Jalen Hurts, I believe the way it was phrased prior to practice beginning was he will be out there. Now, because we weren't able to actually witness what went down, I don't know what him being out there truly means, but the fact that he was listed as a limited participant, along with Quinyon Mitchell, who already vocally announced he's going to be good with no limitations for Sunday, that's all good steps in the right direction. Where I did get hit with a curveball was seeing Dallas Goedert not practicing and Cam Jurgens not practicing. I don't really have an opinion, though, on what this means moving forward until we get to see what transpires on Thursday and how the rest of the week lines up. It just sucks knowing that those two in particular did surprisingly jump out there on Wednesday's report. Cam Jurgens with the back, Dallas Goedert with the ankle. The limited participants, A.J. Brown, Britton Covey, Jalen Hurts with his knee, Lane Johnson with his knee/rest, Josh Sweat with an ankle/rest, and Quinyon Mitchell with his shoulder. So I'm just giving you the update, and that's where we stand. It's just a wait and see type of thing. I obviously believe that Jalen's going to be out there, and Jalen's going to be good. I expect Cam Jurgens and Dallas Goedert to be out there until I improve in otherwise. That's sort of my mindset. Whether it's flawed or not, I'm just being honest, and that's the way that I'm kind of handling this. So, with Jalen, I remember when we were dealing with the concussion. And then we all debated on the best way to utilize Jalen, knowing that if he gets hit again, bad things can happen. Knowing that his brain was, unfortunately getting pancaked into the ground there against the Commanders. And are you going to put him in harm's way whenever he does become available again? And I had the opinion of, you got to let Jalen play the way Jalen plays. That's what makes him great. You can't eliminate his ability to be a threat with his legs, especially knowing that Saquon is such a monster. And if the Commanders are going to stack the box and try and gang tackle him early, probably try and jump the gun, they're looking to somehow be quick as soon as the ball is snapped. Maybe they overcommit, over pursue, which allows Jalen to keep the football, tuck it in his own possession, and run the other way for a monster gain. We can't have that not be a part of this thing. So if he's not 100%, if he's got something going on with his knee, here's the truth. Here's the reality. If he is in the middle of that huddle and he's breaking the huddle and he's taking those snaps when he's in shotgun and they have option plays all dialed in, that needs to be a key part of the game plan because that is what allows for this team to hum. It's just where it needs to go. If you're Kellen Moore, if you're Nick Sirianni, and you're sitting around trying to figure out the best way to attack, there's one way to attack, the way you have all year long. And while he may be limited and he may not be able to break free for a 44-yarder, there still needs to be something that can be a threat, and there needs to be a reason why the Commanders have to focus on Jalen whenever he maybe distributes the ball to Saquon or not. Saquon's going to beat all these stacked boxes anyway. Eventually, he breaks free, and it's going to be beautiful. But what I can't do is pretend as if Jalen's ability and Jalen's presence isn't a big reason why sometimes you're able to break free. For a 44-yard playoff touchdown at home to start off a game against the Rams. So I hope they don't try and remove that, because then you're making it easier for the Commanders. And that would be silly. But the more and more I do process how much stronger our run game is than anything the Commanders can provide defensively, this is going to be a bloodbath. And it's funny because Commanders fans who are so not used to being in this position, you can tell by their horrendous attempts of talking smack. It's actually kind of embarrassing, but it's funny at the same time. They're not used to this, so it is just unreal garbage. It's the truth. They keep hitting me with, well, technically, the Detroit Lions found a way to run the ball too. The Lions fans were saying the same thing. Yeah, see, I don't think you understand what the number one defense means married with the number one offensive line and the number one run game. Yes, the Lions did some things very nicely in the run game this year with their two-headed monster. One, that doesn't matter because that is so irrelevant to the greatness of Saquon Barkley. And number two, they had so many men hurt on their defense. What happens when we can start snagging the football, forcing fumbles? Jalen Carter, he's getting held. All right, his shoulder pads are getting dragged one way. His neck is getting dragged another way. They're on a backup offensive lineman who's going to get roasted in the interior as it is. And Jalen Carter's getting manhandled, yet he still takes his one hand and he punches the football loose before, I don't know, Darius Slay picks it up and there's a nice solid return with it to set up our offense. See, the Lions were incapable of doing that. When you think of the way the Buccaneers fumbled the game away to give Jaden Daniels an opportunity for a free touchdown, with nothing the Washington Commanders did, it was straight up just Baker Mayfield and the running back, just horrible communication, a lack of focus, and then there was just an incredibly stupid turnover right in front of your own goal line. Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the rock over like that. Jalen Hurts doesn't traditionally shoot the team in the foot by turning the rock over. He may take a sack. That's ugly. He may not get rid of the ball as quickly as we would like. And yeah, I mean, look, there's reasons to bring that up. But when you look at the full equation of what Jalen Hurts provides, he normally doesn't put this team in as rough positions as all these other quarterbacks that have already been knocked out in the playoffs. So what are the odds that he's going to automatically turn into Baker Mayfield just putting the ball on the carpet because, I don't know, did the moment get too big for him? Did the pressure get to him? I mean, that's not going to happen here. Jalen is as cool as it comes. I want you all to take a listen to Saquon Barkley. So Saquon Barkley was talking about what makes it so successful when they try and go after some of these teams that are loading the box and how they're able to accomplish their goal as effectively as they do. It's pretty remarkable. Most times you start stacking the box and it forces teams to go in another direction. But with Saquon's ability, it is just game-breaking. And the fact that you can rely on this still is such a difficult task for the other team to try and slow it down. Here's why Saquon Barkley this is him explaining why the Eagles are so successful against loaded boxes.
I think it's a numbers game. When you load a box and you bring extra people into the box, it's a beautiful thing because it's hard to run and you got to be gap disciplined and wearing the right gaps. It's hard to run against. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like myself as a back, being patient and having that home run speed. If you load a box and we get through, there's really no one back there. I feel like the coaches put us in a great position and have a great scheme around that, and then most importantly, it's the guys up front, from the tight ends to even the wide receivers blocking down the field, do a really good job of adjusting to that, and we never lose hope. There's been multiple games, where we don't really get stuff popping off until the third, fourth quarter, but it's just the belief that we have in each other that at some point it's going to happen. So I think that goes to the reason why we've been so successful in the run game, and we look forward to continuing that too.
Now, that's part of the process on why they always find ways to win and why they're able to, scrap and whatever. They just win, right? Because Saquon is so true and he's so correct and everything he's saying is legit. When you keep going and when you keep handing him the rock and when you keep fighting and when you keep going downhill and you challenge, no matter what the other team is trying to do, if you challenge it with him and you challenge it with Mailata and Lane Johnson and anybody on that O-line, then you are going to break free. It's not about if. It is going to happen. It is 1,000% lock. It is going to happen. Once is a minimum too, by the way, because he can do it twice. He can explode to the house more than once. He can take it 70 plus for a monster explosive play by just going, and you will get 1 or 2 per 4 quarters. Come on, man. Come on. Saquon Barkley brought up, too, that he remembers after they lost to Washington, some of the guys were looking at the team and saying, we're going to see you again. All right, referencing that the Commanders wanted us in the playoffs. Oh, my God. I can't wait to beat you the fuck up. I can't wait to take my Timberland steel-toe boot and curb stomp your face in. I want all your teeth to be broken and twisted and knocked out and 7 black eyes and blood gushing down your cheek. Okay, that's how bad I want this beat down to be, damn it. And you know what? They asked for it. They asked for it, and they're going to get it. I'm telling you, these 4 quarters is going to be hell. What I think is going to happen, I believe there is going to be a very physical time where you can see it from your couch. If you don't have the thousands of dollars to head to that game, which is just an absurd price, and you're watching it at home just like all of us, you are going to see the moment where it's late 3rd quarter, there's maybe 2 minutes to go, and they've emptied the tank. And they threw everything they possibly could at Saquon. And when he's at 176 yards with 17 more game minutes to go, and they're defeated because they can't get any pass rush, they can't get any stops, they can't get any tackles for losses, and Lane Johnson is wearing you down, dude. You got yourself a pissed off Saquon Barkley now.